Hi everyone, welcome to Soul Strength Tarot. We're going to do the Mercury Retrograde videos for each sign. Mercury Retrograde is happening from February 17th to March 9th. My advice to you when you watch your video is to take notes, okay? Write down what comes through. One of the main cards that we're going to pull and then we're going to be talking about in your reading will be an archetype card. An archetype is a way of thinking. It is a pattern of thoughts, patterns of behavior, motivations that you apply in your everyday life. When I pull this card, the intention is that this is going to be something that serves you over the next 3 weeks as you move through whatever the events are that will unfold for you. Everyday events unfold in our lives, right? But this particular archetype is going to be a source of power for you. It's going to be something that makes your 3 weeks go smoother. It's going to be the type of energy that is going to grow you the most and the fastest in these 3 weeks. So Spirit will deliver whatever it is that you need to have in mind. So you're going to want to write that down. I'm going to pull some higher wisdom cards from the Rebecca Campbell decks. All right, so we have the Starseed deck and the Lightworker deck. And then we're going to be pulling tarot to get more specific themes. We're going to pull some angel messages and maybe a prayer card as well. We'll see what comes up. In each reading, it might be a little bit different because I do this based on one circumstance at a time. So we'll see what comes up, but you're going to want to take notes because the really cool thing, and it's something that I do in my own tarot practice, is that I write down what comes up in a reading. And then over the next 3 weeks, you're going to look at what you wrote down. You're going to, even just if you start each morning off, looking at what you wrote down, kind of have it fresh in your head so that as the day unfolds, you have these energies like ready to be used when necessary, right? Or when something shows up, when a situation arises, somebody says something to you, you kind of know, okay, this kind of goes with the themes this week. I'll embrace it, right? And you're going to operate from a higher perspective and a higher sense of self. And then when those 3 weeks are over, look back again at your notes and you'll really be able to actually pinpoint the situations and relationships that brought these moments in the cards to life in your everyday life. And it's really awesome to see how it shows up. It always shows up. So I think you'll have a lot of fun with that. So I invite you to take that opportunity to take notes as you listen to your reading. And I wish you a wonderful retrograde season with lots of growth, lots of good stuff. And it's nothing to be thinking of negatively, right? We hear Mercury retrograde and people tend to be like, oh my gosh, everything goes wonky. And in reality, that's not what retrograde is at all. It's really a time for us to go over some lessons that we need to go over because we're all learning all the time and none of us are getting it right all the time. And not only that, but as we evolve, we're going to revisit lessons that we've already been met with, challenges that we've already experienced, and we're going to now handle them from a higher version of ourselves, right? We're going to have more wisdom to apply. So Mercury retrograde is always kind of an opportunity to tie up loose ends, to revisit things that need your attention, and so apply the highest version of yourself to some old situations or old challenges that have come up for you in the past. So it's actually an awesome opportunity. So I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching. Hi Capricorn. We're going to get started pulling your archetype cards. So we'll see what archetypal energy you're going to be working with during Mercury retrograde. This could be an energy that you need to adopt into your mind and heart and operate from on a daily basis. Okay, this could be like a strength, a superpower to tap into, a validation of something you already know about yourself that's going to really serve you right now. Or this could be an energy that somebody else is bringing into your life that you're going to need to work through, okay? The different relationships in our life and situations bring things to the forefront that we need to grow through, okay? So this could be something that you actually have to overcome. We'll see what comes up for you, and we'll see how the other cards play out with it. But like I said in the intro, I would advise you to take some notes, see what comes up, and definitely after retrograde season is over in 2 more weeks, and then after that there's a 2-week integration phase where the energies that you've worked through will actually kind of just settle themselves into your auric field, and the, you know, whole Mercury retrograde season will be over and you'll be able to see how all these cards showed up in your everyday life. Okay, so you're getting the Avenger. Wow. That's a pretty cool archetype, all right? So this is about the desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. The shadow of this would be resorting to violence in the name of a cause, okay? So This is interesting because this archetype is really about wanting to do good. Okay, this is about wanting to help, wanting to right a wrong. This is maybe, you know, you could be somebody who really reacts to the idea of injustice and unfairness. This is somebody who could be an activist. This is about speaking up for what's right. So it definitely takes courage. It takes voice. Notice that it is green. This is a heart chakra. It takes passion. It takes belief. Okay. So this Avenger energy is really coming to the defense of a person or a group. And it is, you know, one, it's the recognition of something that's being done or has been done that was wrong. And maybe taking advantage of somebody who is in a weaker situation, or in a, you know, disempowered situation, you recognizing that injustice or injustice and then showing up for it and doing something about it. So it's very interesting to me. That's a powerful energy. So Capricorns, I'm wondering how the rest of this is going to go. You're like superheroes for Mercury retrograde. So what has been done to you, or what are you witnessing that is just not right, okay? There's some kind of moral incorrectness floating around you right now where you're probably seeing it in somebody else, or, you know, in a situation, and maybe feeling like, you know, you need to say something, you need to step up, you need to defend. We're going to pull now from Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light deck, and then we'll pull one from her Starseed Oracle. This is more of that divine wisdom that will give us more insight into this. Okay, Council of Light is coming up. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So this is pretty powerful too, because this is saying that your angel team, that the Ascended Masters right here on this card, they are with you for what you have to do, okay? The Council of Light represents that you have assistance from heaven in something going on in your life, and heaven is actually working things out for you in a way that they're lining things up. To me, this is like really powerful, because I feel like this is something that is a major part of your soul's journey, okay? There's something happening right now, or something that's showing up in your world and your consciousness that heaven is supporting you on, okay? You are, you know, if you feel an urge to be addressing something, even if it's something really big, you're getting support from heaven on it, okay? You're not doing it alone, which is really powerful and awesome. This is super interesting, okay? I don't know what this means to you for any of you that are watching this, but if you do have a gut instinct that something is just going on in your world that you know is wrong, and you want to say something, and maybe you've been really debating on whether or not you should say something or step in and participate somehow, I feel like this is potentially giving you the green light. We're going to wait. I don't know if it's a total green light or if it's going to be a wait and see kind of a thing, okay? The 7 Star Sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. Okay. That's a beautiful card. Again, another teamwork card coming through with this heavenly help, okay? That's definitely what this is saying to me. I'm actually going to grab the book on this card because I've never read this card before, and I want to see what this card has to say, especially with this Avenger archetype coming through. So page 100. Okay, so I'm just going to read this out loud to you, and I'm going to hold the card up so that you can see the image and see how this resonates with you, okay? There are new creations that want to be born, beauty that's yearning to be woven, new consciousness that's longing to be breathed into life. If you draw this card, you're being called to surrender to these creations, to usher in a new era of consciousness and do your bit in weaving the web of life. This is a card, the card of the artist and the midwife. You're being called to ponder questions. What wants to be birthed through you? What new creations are whispering in your ear? What beauty are you being called to make? Creativity and intuition come from the same sacred place. They occur when we find ourselves flowing with the rest of life. Earth is renowned as a planet of manifestation and creativity, and yet so many of us have forgotten how to create. Somewhere along the way, we stop seeing ourselves as artists, as creatives, as poets. Yet to be human is to be creative. Creativity is a part of your true nature. Perhaps you're being called to surrender to a creative project, such as a new business or a book, or perhaps you're being called to weave beauty in your home or in the way you cook. Regardless of the end result, you're being called to express yourself through your creativity, to surrender to the creative projects that both scare and excite you, to find a way to weave beauty back into everyday life. For where there's creativity, spirit and soul are present, and the world needs those qualities more now than ever before. So what new creations are you being called to birth? So you're getting this Avenger's spirit, okay, this Avenger archetype about the scales of justice, righting wrongs, saying what needs to be said, definitely being warned, don't get violent about it. And you're getting this creativity of like you are being called to create something new. What is that? What is that? How is this resonating with you? Like, what are you, is that Avenger archetype your inspiration? Is what you are being called to create something on behalf of the service to the good of other people? Are you being called to use your strength and your voice to serve other people somehow? Because I think that could be definitely what you're being called to do on some level, okay? Whether that is a personal thing, just, maybe there's, some type of a project that you are meant to be creating and working on that is going to help other people, okay? And I don't know in what way, but it's going to be people who are downtrodden, people who are abused, people who are not able to help themselves. That's what I'm getting from this, okay? So if you have something on your heart, and even if you have something, let's say you've had some type of a creative project on your heart and you've been thinking about it and you're not really taking action, follow whatever is on your heart, because it might in the end wind up being something that does have that Avenger spirit behind it, where it does serve people in a way that you couldn't have even predicted, okay? So whatever creativity is urging to come out of you, really tap into it and allow it to happen, okay? Whether you understand this Avenger archetype right now or not doesn't even matter. It might be hindsight 2020 where you look back and you say, okay, I understand how that fit. But regardless of that, the creativity is coming through, and with this Council of Light, you're really getting urged in a really strong way to follow what your heart is telling you, okay? Interestingly enough, you're getting the reversed Hierophant. You're getting the 4 of Coins. You're getting the Empress, the reversed 7 of Coins. You're getting the 9 of Wands. And then you're getting the reverse Page of Wands. Okay, so first of all, the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents what is, this is the tribal belief system. This is what you're born into. This is government. This is our educational institutions. This is our organized religion. The Hierophant reverse to me is very much like a disconnecting from the status quo, a disconnecting where you are coming into your own mindset and belief system. You're kind of looking at the way things have been set up, and what you've been taught is how things work and how we're supposed to be. Maybe you're looking at government, or you're looking at, just the way society runs, and you're starting now to question, does it make sense? Do I agree with the way things are? Do I agree with that belief system? Do I want to live like that? Do I want to fall in line, or do I actually want to make my own line? Do I want to go in a totally different direction on my own? That's what the reverse Hierophant is. This is like a questioning of, do I do what's expected of me, or do I follow what's on my heart? Okay. Now, when I think about it like this, with this Avenger card, this starts to make sense. Okay. Because what happens is when we see this energy, when we see, and I'm just going to throw this out there, like let's say in the Catholic religion, priests that are doing terrible things and behaving as pedophiles, okay? Breaking away from that and avenging the children who have been abused, okay? Speaking up on their behalf, calling the church out on that type of behavior. That's what these two cards would be. That would be an example of how an Avenger would respond to breaking free of the belief system that everything in church or priests are so holy that they're not human, right? Instead, it's recognizing that every human is human, no matter what their title is, no matter what their role is, no matter how powerful they are, and when we break away from the Hierophant energy, we really become in touch with our own heart, okay? We become more in alignment with who we are. So, and again, this Avenger archetype is a heart-centered archetype. It's something that touches you. This is sparked. This is the catalyst for this is something that hurts. The catalyst is something that you know is wrong and probably makes you angry for somebody else, okay? And maybe it's you too. Maybe you are, seeking to avenge or to right wrongs that you've personally experienced, okay? That has hurt you, where people have believed that systems in place are the right systems and they're going to do well and they're going to serve everybody fairly, but you know the truth that's not how it works, right? So you want to do something about it. I mean, your Avenger archetype could show up in you as a lawyer, okay? It's not that you're going to put on a mask and become a superhero. It's that you're going to speak the words that need to be said. And it really does take a lot of courage to break away from that Hierophant energy of these are the rules. These are the rules that we play by. All right. The Me Too movement, that was another example of this energy of breaking away from the Hierophant of keeping silent and speaking up on the behalf of everybody else who has experienced something like that, okay? Now, the Four of Coins coming up next. This is a planning card. This is a taking stock, taking inventory of where you're at. This is holding on to the coins that you have and you're thinking about where you're headed. You're holding on to where you're at now. What are the skills that you have, your talents, what is your expertise? What do you want to do with what you have now? Okay, here's you at this point in your life. Now where are you headed with it? All right. So the Four of Coins is okay, so I know this doesn't fit with me anymore, right? I know that these rules, this status quo is not in alignment with who I am. So what am I going to do about it? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? What am I going to create, right? So here we had that Seven Sisters creativity creation card and how important that is that you need to create something new. And you're getting the Empress card. This is the ultimate creative energy of the tarot, the divine feminine, okay? So this is all about creating and birthing something new. Literally birthing on both cards. You got the baby in Mother Earth's arms, and then down here, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. So you are absolutely, Capricorn, being called to express yourself in a new way. You're absolutely being called to do something new with who you are. So whatever it is that is rubbing you the wrong way, that you were nope, it is not for me. I'm not playing into that. I am not following those rules. I am not doing what everybody else is doing because I believe there's a better way, or there's something that is important that needs to stop, right? I'm going to cut the cord on something that's been going on for a long time. All right. Just because it's always been this way doesn't mean that it has to stay this way. So you're going to bring something new into this. Okay. But I'm also getting this idea that you might be feeling a little bit disheartened because maybe this is something actually that has been going on for a while where you have been trying something, because we're getting this reverse Seven of Coins and we're getting the Nine of Wands. So this is indicating a lot of effort being put in, a lot of time being put in, but maybe not feeling like we're reaping the benefits and the reward, and feeling really tired about it. Feeling really where am I at? Maybe you've had a lot of struggle, you've had a lot of challenge, and it is feeling, you're feeling a little bit like this Avenger archetype might bring you quite a lot of challenge, right? It might bring you a lot of grief. It might take a lot out of you on an emotional level. It's no joke, right? Because if you are hurt by the things that you see or angered by what you see, and then you're taking action on it, but yet action doesn't always mean instant results. In fact, many times, it's slow going and it takes so much effort, right? And that Nine of Wands is like taking all these steps from that 0 to the 9. We're here and we're feeling pretty pooped and feeling discouraged and feeling like, I don't really feel like, this Seven of Coins, she's collecting her coins and she's putting them in her basket. But in the reverse, it's I don't have coins in my basket. I'm not really sure what I've accomplished. I've been putting all this effort in. I've been pursuing this. I've been saying things. I've been trying, but I haven't seen any change, right? So it's almost like a defeated feeling. And then we have the Page of Wands, though. The Page of Wands showing up reversed. Page of Wands is absolutely a new beginning, a new idea. It is, the page is a messenger. This reversed is you're not seeing what's going on yet. You're not seeing where to head right now. You're not seeing the results that you want, but they're coming. You're about to step in to a more elevated energy in this creativity. But again, this is creativity, right? This is a new creative spark, this Page of Wands. So it's coming. It's reversed, not here yet, but it's coming, okay? But trust in your gut, trust in your heart, trust in what you're being urged in your mind, body, soul that like matters to you. What really, really matters to you. Okay? Go for it. Create it. Follow the steps. Do the thing. Say what needs to be said. Look up, research your information. I feel like a big part of what this is for you is going to require knowledge. Okay? Because when you're coming up against the Hierophant, you need knowledge. You need the facts. You need the information. You have to have a good foundation. You need to put all of your highest powers into play here. You need your intellect. You need your heart and your passion. You need your perseverance and your stamina. All right? Because what you're creating and the road that you're going down is not necessarily going to be smooth. Okay? And I don't think it has been smooth for you. But what is? Okay, all the things worth doing in life, they don't come easy, right? The most amazing payoff comes at the end of a lot of effort. Yep, so next that's coming up is the Strength card. Spirit is letting you know, yes, you do need to use your strength, and you have that strength, so don't doubt yourself. You have that stamina and that perseverance. See this lion? This lion represents power, and it represents one of the most dominant animals on the earth. And she's riding the lion because she has the strength to tame the lion. And so do you, okay? So it is, and just so you know, like if you look at the bottom of this card, you see the snake slithering to the water and you see the frog in the water moving out to that island where this light is shining brightly. And the lion has the wreath around his neck. Like, this is about transformation. This is a process that you're going through right now that's going to bring so much good stuff out of you. You just have to see it through. You just have to do it and trust in yourself and trust that you have everything you need. You're coming up now with the 7, the Chariot. You are getting so much validation that things are going to start moving. Look at this beautiful Chariot, this lotus flower blooming. Remember, the lotus blooms through the mud, right? The lotus grows before it ever sees light, and it's in the mud, and it's hard, and it's tough, and it takes effort, but you're there, you are getting there, and you're gonna, once you get there, once that movement comes, you're just gonna fly, okay? Everything is just gonna open up, and then, oh my gosh, look at this, Capricorn, you're gonna be celebrating the 3 of Cups. You are gonna be having a great time, you are gonna be partying, you are going to be celebrating what happens on the other side of this journey. And this is a journey for you. Follow your heart. Follow what speaks to you. I am just going to pull a numerology card on this, but seriously, what Mercury retrograde is really bringing a transformative moment to you. Follow what you're urged to do. Follow it. And don't back down if you are caught up against any obstacles, okay? Because you're meant to be doing this. Spirit is letting you know that you're doing whatever it is that you're called to do, okay? For each one of you, it's going to be different. But whatever you have the desire to, this path to follow, you have the ability to see it through. All right? Don't doubt yourself. This is part of your soul's mission. That's what I see here. This is an absolute major, major moment in your life, okay? Mercury retrograde ends in 2 weeks, the actual retrograde period, and then there's going to be a 2-week integration phase. So we're still looking at 4 more weeks in this retrograde energy. I'm so interested to see at the end of those 4 weeks where you end up in this process. What road are you heading down? What are you avenging? What are you creating that's going to serve so many? Oh my gosh, and you got the number 1, new beginnings. Absolutely. Well, Capricorn, all good things for you. You have, and just by your nature as a Capricorn, you have that strength, right? Capricorns are so strong and ambitious and ready to go and get their goals. Something new is here for you. Whatever transformation needs to happen as you gear up for this new thing, like let it be, like accept it. Know that your angel team is doing this with you. You are absolutely meant to be creating something new in your own life. Whatever it is for each of you, make sure that you are doing it out of your heart space, right? That green heart chakra energy. It matters to you. It lights you up. It might light you up with joy, but it also might light a fire under your butt because you think it's absolutely awful and it needs to change. All right, I think that's a big possibility. And if that's it, you need to follow it because your reaction to it is divinely inspired because you're being called. You're one of the people that has to deal with it, okay? It's part of your mission, and it's a beautiful mission. I wish you all the best. Please hit subscribe if you like this content. Take care. Thanks for watching.